Did you know that human beings are the only organisms that readily deprive themselves of sleep? And that too for no apparent reason. You see, our body has this thing called the circadian rhythm, which is basically a process that regulates the sleep-wake cycle. As organisms, we have evolved to follow this circadian rhythm, and when we are in tune with it, we are able to capitalize resources better. However, when we tend to reset it, our body starts facing problems. A study conducted in 2013 by the Northwestern University of Chicago showed that inadequate natural light could lead to problems such as eye strain, headache, and an interference with the body's natural circadian rhythm. As I said before, being in tune with the body's natural circadian rhythm provides an evolutionary advantage to us. And now, if you let go of that, we'll evolve just backwards. Today, it has become a really common thing worldwide. People don't care about their sleep. Most of my friends too have really odd sleep schedules, and they have started to take pride in it. You see, I've always had a good sleep schedule. My parents have always ensured that I get my sleep, but because of that, I've often been mocked. My friends have even called me a little child just because I slept on time. Today, it's a competition. I've honestly seen this happen. One kid says, you know what? I slept at 1 a.m. last night. The other says 2 a.m. It goes on till 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And then the last kid walks in. He says, you know what? I didn't sleep at all last night. And suddenly, that kid, he's the coolest kid ever. But unknowingly, children have no idea what they're doing to their bodies. Therefore, today, I'd like to take a bit of your time and talk to you about sleep and its importance. I'm sure many of you must have thought about the negative impacts of sleep deprivation. But did you know that sleep deprivation played a major role in the Exxon Valdez oil spill, the American Airlines Flight 1420 crash, and even the 1986 Chernobyl accident? You see, the people there had been working really long hour shifts, and because of that, their efficiency decreased, and their fatigue greatly increased. There was also an increase in melatonin, which is a hormone that regulates the sleep-wake cycle. Recently, scientists have also found out that sleep deprivation could be linked to Alzheimer's. Yes, you heard me right. I said Alzheimer's. You see, Alzheimer's is caused by an increase in a metabolic waste product called beta amyloid, which is found in the fluid between brain cells. Now, in Alzheimer's, these beta amyloid clump together to form plaques, which then in the communication between neurons. Scientists have found that people who are sleep deprived have increased levels of beta amyloid in their body, and because of that, they even experience bad moods. It has also been shown that it can lead to psychiatric disorders in children and adults. Haven't we all had days when we're in a really bad mood, and sometimes our mood just changes the blink of an eye? Well, the next time you have such a day, I recommend that you go and get your sleep. Today, a lot of my friends also argue that even though they sleep late at night, that is about 1, 2, or 3 a.m., they compensate for their sleep by waking up late in the morning. However, even that is absolutely wrong. As I said before, it is very, very important for us to follow our body's natural circadian rhythm. In order to verify this, a group of scientists took 6 healthy participants and measured the levels of several proteins in their body during a daytime shift. Then, they gradually shifted them to a nighttime shift. They found that glucagon levels were now rising at night rather than during the day, and they were peaking at levels higher than during the day. You see, this is a major contributing factor to diabetes. Another interesting thing that they found was that the levels of the protein called fibroblast growth factor 19 had significantly decreased. You see, this protein is responsible for boosting calorie burning. It stimulates calorie burning, and therefore, if enough of it is not released, your body could gain weight. Today, so many people are concerned about their weight. What are people doing to stay healthy? They're working out every day, they're eating their diet properly. However, I advise you that if you want to stay fit and healthy, you should also keep an eye on your sleep. You see, sleep is basically divided into two stages. There's rapid eye movement sleep, that is REM sleep, and non-rapid eye movement sleep, that is non-REM sleep. Non-REM sleep is further categorized into three stages, and the amount of sleep a person gets during each of these stages changes according to a person's lifetime, particularly as one ages. Now, I will not put you to sleep by going into the details about these, but it is very important for you to know that both of these are really important for you. You see, non-REM sleep is responsible for the restorative ability of our body. It helps the body to build up after a whole day of tearing down. The body cells replenish themselves by replenishing sugar, fats, and even salts. Therefore, if you do not get enough of this, injuries will sustain for longer periods of time, and you will have an increase in fatigue, and your levels of efficiency in your body will greatly have decreased. REM sleep, as listed by the name, is marked by rapid movements of the eye. Now, this is usually the time when people experience dreams. You see, this type of sleep is really important for us because it helps us in coping with our emotional problems. It has been shown to improve anxiety, depression, cognitive brain function, and even provides overall health benefits for the entire body. Now, if you do not get enough of this, you'll have trouble facing with their problems. It has also been shown to increase migraine. Now, so far I've only been pessimistic. I've talked about what can happen to you if you don't get your sleep. You can have so many problems. But well, lucky for you, all of these problems can be mitigated or alleviated if you maintain a good sleep schedule. Ever since the pandemic began, immunity has been on everyone's mind. From tablets to biscuits these days, what isn't helping you boost your immunity? Well, you should know that even sleep can help you boost your immunity. You see, our body has certain cells which identify toxins and pathogens in our body, and then they kill them. But when a person does not get the right amount of sleep, the activity of those cells decreases by a whopping 70%. Therefore, in order to stay fit and healthy, it is really important to get your sleep. Today, it is also very common to see adults sacrificing their sleep in order to complete their work. I definitely agree that the workload has significantly increased in these times. However, you should know that that is not correct. You see, it has been reported that people who get 4 or less hours of sleep a night usually mark 1.5 times days absent and 1.9 times as much productivity loss as people who get 8 hours of sleep a night. I would like to quote Dr. Matthew Carter over here, who is a sleep scientist. He says that you are able to get more work done on a good night's sleep, not less. We often think that if you stay awake and sacrifice your sleep in order to complete the work, it will get over. Well, yes it does. But you see, our efficiency and productivity greatly decreases, and because of that, we do not give our best results. Today, children also face the problem of insomnia. My friends even tell me that they don't sleep on time just because they can't sleep. Well, right now, I would like to give you some tips on how you can improve your quantity and the quality of your sleep. First of all, it is advised that you go to sleep at a regular time every night. You see, when you go to sleep at a regular time every night, your body gets accustomed to it, and therefore the quality of your sleep drastically increases. I recommend that you set a time for yourself and go to sleep on that time every day. However, please ensure the time you set for yourself is not 2 or 3 a.m., but it is according to your body's natural circadian rhythm. Second thing is that about 1 or 2 hours before you go to sleep, it is advisable to not look at any screens. You see, the blue light emitted from those screens, they greatly decrease the levels of melatonin in our body. The secretion of melatonin decreases. As I mentioned before, melatonin induces sleep, and if the levels of melatonin are down, there's no way we can sleep. Therefore, just like in the olden days, I advise you to read a book or spend time with your family. about 1 or 2 hours before going to sleep. Lastly, I would like to say that if you have been in bed for about 25 or 30 minutes and are not able to sleep, at that time it is recommended that you go out of bed and do something else. You see, when we're lying in bed awake for so long, our brain, it's a very complicated thing. It starts associating the bed with staying awake. And therefore, in order to build that association, it is really important for you to go out of bed and do something else. I've mentioned so many times how following a good sleep schedule helps us to capitalize resources better. It helps us and provides an evolutionary advantage to us. Are we really going to let go of that just for a few hours of fun? Thank you.